Hello everybody! Today we have a very special release for you all today. We are celebrating 1,000 subscribers! This is something that's taken a very long time to reach and I'm very excited about it. And today we are doing a special Q&A video. So last week I made a YouTube post in my community channel and you all submitted questions. So I'm going to go through and read some of those. Alrighty, question 1. Oh, this post is actually split into 3 different questions. This was posted by Depresso Espresso, and it says, I have quite a few questions. What got you into playing IDV? So, in late 2019, and around December, I actually was just kind of surfing the App Store. Before that, I had phases where I play like different games just randomly. But I don't know. I just found the concept pretty interesting. I had not heard of Dead by Daylight at the time, so it just seemed like an original idea to me. And so once I logged it in, I got through the tutorial and I was like, this is kind of cool. But it wasn't until the shutdowns happened that I really actually focused on playing it. It was something that kind of sat on my phone for maybe like 3 or 4 months, and then I got into it once I was kind of in my house and didn't really have much to do, and then I started creating content for it. The next question says, do you have a favorite character slash favorite skin? If I had to pick one, I would have to pick probably either one of the Violinist S tiers. Just because my name is Music Man, Violinist is my favorite character currently. I just really like the music aesthetic. And being that the violinist is also a musician, I just kind of associate with that hunter the most. So I would say probably either his limited S tier or his Ghost S tier, which is the one that package that I have that I use all the time now. Those would probably be my favorites. And lastly, if you know about anyone's backstory slash lore, who's your favorite backstory? Well, the only backstories that I really know have to do with like whatever was like the OG game or whatever. It was the one that like it was Hellumber lawyer, and it was like that whole one where it had that like old story mode associated with all of it. After you got like all the worn clothes, you have to play through like that little sequence to be able to gain like more rewards or whatever. But that's the only really games lore that I'm really quite familiar with. I know like some backstories, but that's the only one that I've really actually kind of taken a deep look at. So I would say probably that one. And also, I made the meme with Hellumber lawyer slap. I'm gonna make a card to that one in this video, so be sure to check that out. I think it was a really funny video. But anyways, next question. Zen says, "Congrats on 1K music. My question for you is, what got you into streaming IDV slash streaming other games on YouTube?" And this all came down to in around March, April of 2020, when all the shutdowns were happening, I really started getting into IDV, and I just found myself having all this kind of spare time, and I just kind of randomly thought, I was like, hey, why don't I just try making content for this game? And so that's just kind of what I did. And it started off pretty casual, doing maybe a release every week or two, but yeah, and then I started streaming probably about like 4 or 5 months after that. It was about when like the next school year started, but everything was still shut down. So I still had quite a bit of time on my hands. So I just decided that I wanted to try to stream because I wanted to be able to interact with my viewers real time. And that's still what drives me to stream today, is being able to interact with all my viewers in real time. A little self promo here. I stream on Twitch. And go ahead and click the link in the description and go ahead and leave me a follow if you want to check me out on Twitch when I'm streaming live. Alright. Anna says, congratulations, Music Man. My question is, what is my favorite crossover and my favorite crossover skin? I have to think about this one a little. I would say probably my favorite crossover would have to be the Danganronpa one. Because I just really like the Monokuma skin. Also, I got like that Lucky Guy skin out of the crossover, so I have a little bit of an attachment there. So I would say that one's probably the the crossover that I hold closest to my heart. So Sarah says, congratulations for 1,000 subscribers. Woo! My question is, what would I change about the game? Well, first of all, I would fix the ping. I think that would be, if there was one thing that I could change, it's really frustrating having matches that are lost because of ping issues and not because I just play like a bot, but that's got to be like the most frustrating thing. I think it's probably one of the top things that drives players away is the high ping in certain areas. If you don't live in like New York or another big urban area, a lot of times you can have really bad ping in this game. But I would say, as far as like in-game content goes, if that's what you're trying to ask about, I would probably try to put more emphasis on like competitive and try to make competitive more accessible for more players, especially on other servers. Now, there's a lot of stuff like in China, and they're starting moving into adding more stuff for Japan, I hear. But NAU really only has Koa in the summer tournament, and there's really only so far we go in those. I mean, even last year, the summer tournament was delayed so much. It's just, I feel like there could be so much more to this game if competitive was shared outside of China. And they could even have exclusive tournaments for like different tiers. So, like when they have the summer tournament, they could make a tournament of like really top players and you can sign up for that one. But maybe you could have like intermediate and beginner tournaments going on at the same time. I mean, not at the same like streaming time, but like have tournaments going on like different times of the day, and they have like different levels so that players of all amounts of experience would be able to play some sort of competitive if that's what they want to do with this game. I feel like it would put NAU in a better spot competitively if it was more accessible. So that's one thing that I would add. Alexander asks, what is your favorite genre of music? Well, I think my favorite genre of music would probably have to be like classic rock, 60s, 70s. I really like kind of like the British bands, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles. I actually did a recording or two on my channel already where I did some kind of classic rock stuff, so I really enjoy listening to them, but also trying to play some things on my guitar. I just find that to be a fun hobby of mine. And Bowen asks, are you sus? Well, that's a question for another video.